YouTube. I decided today, while I'm drinking my pre-workout, that I'm gonna film my first YouTube video. So here it is for you guys. Welcome to my channel. So my first video is I'm gonna include a couple things, but I just wanted to go over like my top prep hacks, or like things that work for me that I wish I knew when I started prepping. And we're gonna have a training session too, so I'm gonna film I think hamstrings for you guys, or a hamstring dominant leg workout, and then a physique update at 7 weeks out. So I just want to start with letting you know that it is not the 12 or 14 or 16 week prep that's going to determine what you look like on stage. It's that, but it's going to be your off season. So it's what you do in the off season that's going to determine your physique on stage, and whether these hacks work for you as well. So we know there's like tons of variables in the off season. So like food, training, like amount of cardio, PEDs, etc. So I just wanted to start with that. And like, you know how like, does the chicken come before the egg? Does the egg come before the chicken? Like off season comes before the prep. So if you've never done a prep before, don't come to, me or another coach and say, hey, I want to prep for a show. Like, I chose this show and it's 12 weeks from now. Well, do you work out? Have you been training for a few years? Do you have like a good base? Because anyone can get lean. It's not hard. It takes a couple weeks, depending on your body fat level. But putting in the work in the gym is what's really going to get you there. So number one, off season. Number two, not really prep related, but very important, find your why. So if you decide to do a show and you're telling me that your reason, or you're telling yourself that your reason is that you want to achieve a certain body image, or I see these girls on stage and like that's what I want to look like. I want to like prove to everyone that I can do that. I want to look like this. You probably shouldn't compete. So if your reason, especially if your reason is because you don't know what else to do to lose the weight or to be happy with your body image, please don't compete. Please don't compete, because these are the stories that you hear of people saying, competing ruined my body, it ruined my relationship with food, competing gave me an eating disorder, my coach gave me an eating disorder, I'll never be the same. If your why is because you're running away from something, or you want to look a certain way, this is not a good reason. It's not. So, I mean, I'll give you a brief overview. So my why is I want to push myself to be able to do something that, 99.99% of the general population could not do, can never do. I want to push myself to see what I can achieve, and it's really cool because it's literally me versus me. So it's like, I will continue to get better and better and better, and there's no end goal. Like a pro card is a goal, but there's no end goal. Like I will continue to get better even after I go pro, if that happens. So find your why, and spend some time thinking about it. It's not just going to be, okay, I think this is my why. No, spend some time and really think about it. So 1, off season. 2, find your why. 3 is going to be training. It's going to revolve around your training. So again, this is mainly going to be what's happening in the off season. So training means, working hard. Maybe you think you work hard. You can probably work harder. I know you can work harder. Get somebody, whether it's, a coach ideally, or a friend, someone who competes, to go to the gym with you and like push you. Like, no, you can do another rep. You can do another rep, pause reps. Like just push yourself, do, an extra set, extra rep. Just really push yourself, because that's going to be the difference between first and second. That's going to be the difference between, great and amazing. So push yourself harder than you think you can push yourself. And then also time under tension. So if you're pushing weights around in the gym, but you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to, it's a quick path to an injury, and that is not what we want. So if you need to, get some guidance, and make sure that your, another thing is activation. So if I'm going to the gym to train, have a glute focused workout, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to go do some, abductors, and I'm going to do a bunch of warm-up sets, and I'm just going to feel the activation in my glutes. So whatever I have to do to get my glutes activated, so that when I start doing, a squat or a deadlift or a hip thrust or whatever it is that I'm going to do, my glutes are working. I'm not working my hip flexors, I'm not working my knees, I'm not working my lower back. My glutes are taking over in the workout, so we need to make sure that that's happening. So I think that's it for training. Those are the basics anyway. It takes years and years to get good at training. I've been training for 7 years, and there's things that I've learned just this prep that, I never knew before about myself or in general. And, there's certain, for example, I always had trouble with when I was I did not have a butt before I started working out. So I was okay, squeeze glutes during everything, squeeze your glutes. If you're doing a squat, squeeze your glutes. If you're doing a head thrust, squeeze your glutes. If you're training back, squeeze your glutes. It doesn't even matter. So I've had so much focus on my glutes that now I have lagging areas in my hamstrings. So now when I deadlift, I have to recreate my mind muscle connection to bring my hamstrings into it, and I have to find new activation exercises that are going to activate my hamstrings instead of my glutes, which is it doesn't make sense to my brain, because my brain's telling me train your glutes, squeeze your glutes. So that's something that I have to work on. It happens for everyone. So, just be conscious and have somebody that can tell you, can look at your physique, and maybe if you compete, get the judges' feedback. You always want to know what you can improve better, and don't be the person who's oh, the judges are wrong. No, they're not wrong. They're the ones judging you, and at the end of the day, they're going to determine your placing. So listen to them. Okay, so that's what I'm going to cover for training right now. So what are we at? We did 1 off season, 2 find your why, 3 training. So 4 is going to be simplicity. I don't know why people struggle with this so much. It's easier to do something the simpler way than to do something the harder way, and think that because it's harder that it's giving you more results, because that was me for the last 5 preps. So I think I've done 5 shows, and let me tell you, this prep has been so much easier on my head. I can live my life like a normal person for the most part. Competitors are not normal people, let's just get that straight. But I can, my brain is not consumed 100% of the time with prep, and I can put my focus into other things and still have a very successful prep. So basically what I mean by simplicity, I don't mean a bro diet, eat chicken and broccoli, bro science, you know what I mean? But for me, my meals are super simple. So I don't, you can go look on Greg Doucette's page and buy his cookbook, and you can cook all those meals for yourself, and that's great. I bet they taste fucking bomb. But my chicken and green beans and avocado and spinach taste fucking bomb. I love it. So I'm gonna continue to eat that for myself. Every once in a while I'll make protein pancakes or something. If I'm feeling that, I can sub it, no problem. I follow a meal plan right now just because I love all the meals that I eat. And if I do want something else, I'll sub my carbs, I'll sub, my protein, whatever. So simplicity in diet, also simplicity in training. So Instagram and social media has a huge hold on people, especially right now. for things like, you know, those swipe workouts. So you'll see like a competitor or a influencer doing like a band workout or like a circuit work, some kind of workout. Like, I guarantee you they do not do that workout. Like, they're just marketing their bum and they're marketing their physique to sell you their booty bands or to sell you their plan. Just go to the gym and train hard and train with good form, because if your form is not right, there's really no point. Make sure your form is on point. Don't ego lift. Please don't ego lift. And activation. I can't say it enough. So a lot of the time what you'll see happen when people try and get really creative with their diets and things like that, inconsistencies, and consistency is key. So if you're like slamming your body with like a bunch of sweeteners every single day, like, you know, in my oats I have like, you know, oats, this, that, 10 packets of Splenda, like, that is just not, like, it's just, your body doesn't want that. So the way that I look at it is I'm just giving my body what it wants, and I'm 100,000 times more satiated when I'm filling my meals with volume. So, you know, veggies and anything else that's going to create more volume in your food. So you can basically take your calories lower without feeling the effects of that and feeling like you're a zombie and feeling like you're fucking dead. So if you have any questions or like you want me to explain more what I mean by that, drop it in the comments. I'll make sure to have a look at them. So off season, find your why. Training, simplicity. So number 5 is going to be rest. This is another thing that I struggled with until this prep. Take your fucking rest days. So I used to train during prep. I used to train 6 days a week. Now I only train 5 days a week. There's a couple reasons for that. I'm not going to get into them right now. This just works better for me. Your muscles are not built in the gym. So once you understand that, it's going to make a lot more sense to you. Your muscles are broken down and torn in the gym, and they are reformed and they grow when you rest. So rest means a lot more than just taking a rest day. It means, you know, mobility, stretching, foam rolling. You should be doing this daily. Like, if you need to find time to stretch, you need to find time to foam roll, you need to find time for, you know, massages, things like that. Like, you have to take care of your body, because at this point, like in prep, my body's literally a Ferrari. Like, I wouldn't put, you know, like 80 octane in my Ferrari and expect it to perform like a high performance vehicle. So I'm taking my supplements, I'm taking my glutamine, I'm taking my, you know, multivitamin, fish oil, I'm taking all of this. That's going to give me a foundation to be able to push my body to where I'm going to push it and where I want it to go, and it's going to be able to take me there. So, yeah, take your fucking rest days. And the last one that I'm going to go over is a lot more specific to stage day, posing. So if you cannot present your physique in a way that is aesthetic and in the best possible way, you know, you've worked so hard for your prep, and posing is just as important. So you need a posing coach. You need a posing coach. So you can go watch all these YouTube videos, right, and copy, you know, I can go copy Jen Dory, or I can copy Angelica or Janet or any of these pros, because they know how to pose. Like, they're once you're a pro, like, your posing needs to be flawless. There's no other option. But I do not have those physiques. I'm not Janet, I'm not Angelica, I'm not Jen, I'm Mackenzie, and I need to pose for my body. So find somebody who can teach you how to pose for your body. So not only in a posing coach, not only do they need to know how to pose, but they need to know how to teach, because they need to show you what's going to work for your body. So what's going to work for your body is not what's going to work for my body, but I can tell you what's going to work for your body because of experience, and I know the judging criteria inside and out, because this is another important thing when competing. So I think we have covered it. Off season, find your why, training, simplicity, rest, and posing. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any other questions, you can always feel free to reach out. I'm on Instagram. I'm not really anywhere else. I am not a huge social media person. I've been trying to keep up with my Instagram, and now I'm making this YouTube, so I'm going to focus more on that. But yeah, send me a DM and I will definitely reach back and we'll see what we can do. Thank you for listening to my small rant as my first YouTube video. I hope you got something from it and you enjoyed it. And if so, you can like and subscribe because there will be more and they will get better and I will get a camera.